Hello. How's it going? Okay, my camera's way too far over there. Let me see here. I must have bumped it. Let's see here. Just a second. Hello. All right. How you guys doing? I know I'm a little late. Sorry. It's, you know, when you're trying to set up doing multiple things at once, it's a little trickier. I still don't see myself on YouTube, and I'm really sorry about that. I hope people find us, you know. So if you can see me, I would really appreciate if you just let me know that you can see me, because that makes me feel like, okay, I'm live somewhere and you're finding me. But I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I've been trying to figure it out. I've even logged out, logged back in. So hopefully you'll find us. Hello, Malin. Happy Saturday. I'm pretty happy it's Saturday. I really love streaming every day, but doing it on top of doing everything else I have to do makes it feel, I don't know, too much, you know? I would rather just do the streaming. Hi, Ida. How's it going? Welcome. So I'm gonna try and just be kind of relaxed today. Let's just hang out, chill, you know. I have kind of an eclectic assortment of things. I actually have a dirndl that someone bought in Germany to alter. I thought you guys would find it sort of entertaining. And I have my Cali shirt dress here, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get to it because it needs a lot of seam ripping right now, because I altered it to be into a shirt. So remember, it was a dress. Then I chopped it and then made it into a shirt. So I had to be a little creative right here with the built-in pockets. I made it a vent so that it relaxed at the hem, because the pillowcase back thing, you know, the back of this I love this silhouette. I love it. I love it on everybody I see it on except me. And I like it in the front a lot. Like, it's almost perfect to me. Like, it's almost the perfect kind of style of shirt I like to wear with this style of sleeve. I love pop-over plackets. But the back of it is a disaster on me. And I just can't get it to work. And, you know, it's really weird because the pleat is so gigantic. And see, I flipped my pleat. When I originally made the dress, the pleat was a box pleat. Now I made it inverted, thinking, okay, that'll scoop it away a little bit. Weirdly, I think I remember when we cut this out that it's much wider up here. Like, it's actually canted to be wider at the top than at the bottom. And the bottom's too small. It's too small across. So that's the problem for me with this. So really this whole back would need to be reworked and recut out. So what I'm trying to do, I think what I'm going to do is a shaped hem where the front is like this short and the back is like that, and then it just kind of is a nice smooth transition front to back, you know. So I'm gonna have to take all this out right here, put it back together, and taper it like this to nothing, like that, you know, something like that. That's my next plan. And I'm hoping that by changing the height of the hem and where it hits the body, so it's not going straight across this biggest part of me, if the top kind of scoops away, it might release the tension across the back. So we'll see. I really love it. I love the fabric, you know, so trying to make it work. And it's kind of painful to cut it up because that fabric was so great. So I also have this shirt, which I think is one of those cases that I bought this. It was actually kind of expensive. It was actually really expensive. I fell in love with the fabric. I really love the way the fabric looks. And, oh, you guys are looking at my machine. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. Thank you for telling me that, Malin. You just realized that, because you know what? I wasn't looking at my camera, and look how blue this is. This is my Cali shirt dress, so let me show you what I'm thinking of doing. I've been trying to get too many things ready, and I'm trying to fix the YouTube thing, and I just can't figure that out. let's see if I can make this a little truer to color. Let's see. Nope, I can't change that. I can change this. And then it just gets kind of pink, huh? Let's see, such a subtle difference. All these different colors on the screen. Okay. Oof, that's terrible. Can I have a do-over? I think that's a little better. We'll start there. The pink is so crazy. So this is what I did. So I put a vent on the side. I shortened it from the dress. I have this pocket to deal with. And I want it to be, I'm going to shorten it in the front. I'm going to take all this out and put it back together. And then I'm going to taper it from front to back. To probably the length will stay the same back here. And then it'll just kind of be a little higher in front and lower in the back. Sorry, that pink is like terrible on the screen there. It's so hot. So this is my shirt that I bought a while ago. And this is the, look at this thing. It's crazy big. Like as far as fabric goes, because it's supposed to be. But so it was only attached on the side, like tacked together. That was it. It was like, that's it. No side seam, no nothing. But look at it, how it looks on me. It's not very flattering. It's comfortable beyond belief. But it's just like, it was, you know, like I say, it was attached on the underarms, you know, and, wait, I'm pulling the wrong side. But it was just like, it just felt like, I don't know. It was too much for me. So, but I love the fabric. And then I'm gonna fix a couple of things that I have on the machine. So I brought it over here first. I'm thinking about just making it into a tank top. This is mesh, so I always have to wear something underneath it. So I'm gonna line this up like this on the shoulder line. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is the inside. Look at that raw edge right there. Crazy, right? So what are you guys doing today? Weird garment, exactly. My daughter assured me it would be okay. She was like, I think you can pull it off. Like she knew what I meant, that it kind of bugged me. It's very much something you would see like as a trend around here. But it really works for a lot of the women around here that would wear this. It's just not my style. But there's not a lot of places to shop for clothes. I can't even get this to lay flat. So the yoke is flat, but then it has circle hems. So you can see like, see they've added all this extra. So if you drew a straight line, all this is extra. And this is on the straight grain right here, but then it wings out. So I might leave the fullness down here for the ruffly thing. Do my best to make it as symmetrical as possible. And then I think I'm just gonna, I have this really favorite tank top that's kind of a same drapey material. And I'm gonna make it into a tank top. At least then I might wear it, you know? Something like that is what I'm thinking. It's a little dicey. I totally get it. You know, I might be able to follow this. Oh, no, I'm not going to follow that seam right there. That's my plan. I think I'm going to do that. Trying to get this to lay as straight down as possible because I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to cut. That's what I was thinking, Malin, you know? That's so funny. I was thinking the exact same thing because I have enough fabric. Because if this had a set-in armhole, I feel like I would like it a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I have my t-shirt pattern. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Ida, yeah. I hate that when you're like, shoot, I have this great project going on and everyone's coming over. I'm going to try and change the coloring again. It's a little pink. Maybe if I put on the auto, it's so green. What if I get rid of that? I'm trying to fix it a little bit. So blue now, huh? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. This is the same length and I like this shirt. So let me get my t-shirt pattern. It's right here, I think. Yeah, because you know, I could always go back to making it a tank top if the t-shirt doesn't work. Oh, cool, Malin. Yeah, I ended up even looking at some of my garments I never ever wear, you know, because they're actually kind of special to me and I don't really want to get rid of them, but I don't wear them. And some are ones I've made that it's just not the same. It's like, it's not that I care about fashion, but it would look a little out of place right now, or they don't fit, you know, I've gotten bigger. They're too small. And then like a couple of them are, I wouldn't call them designer because they're not designers people have heard of, but they are special in that they were, you know, like boutiques that I really like. And one of them's Oil Lily. So I love Oil Lily. Actually, two of them are Oil Lily. So let's see here. Yeah, why don't we do this? And I'll just copy this. Right? Let's try. I'd get a lot more use out of it as a t-shirt or a tank top. Because this thing's kind of kooky. Kooky. It's very kooky. So if I get this to lay flat here, because it's got the shoulder slope in there, that's good. That's why you see this right here. We'll just leave this as flat as possible here. And when you're doing something like that, you don't want to line up the neckline, even if it's in a different spot. You want to line up the shoulders. The shoulders are where it's hanging from. So we might not get it perfectly symmetrical, but that's kind of the nature of this. I'm not going to spend like hours and hours trying to perfect it. I'm just trying to get it wearable again. Hi, Louise. Cool. Oh, that's awesome, Ida. That's awesome, Ida. Like writing the note, that's so smart. So I'm going to leave kind of this fullness down here. I think it would look weird if I didn't. Because I'd have to stretch it, you know? So what I'm going for right now is the hem being fairly straight across, which you might not be able to see. See that? That's what I go for. Yeah, that is organized. That's so smart though. Sometimes like you spend all that time figuring it out and you're like, dang it, I have to pick all this up. I'm gonna forget what I did and I've already put all this work into it, you know? I'm gonna pivot this a little bit. I can see it's a little more on one side than the other. And then I'm gonna go for it. I'm going for it, you guys. And I really wanna go for it with really sharp rotary blade. So when I tried on that butterfly blouse, hi Polly, how's it going? Team Goose. When I tried on that butterfly blouse yesterday, I was like, this is the kind of shirt that's meant for my body style. Hi Brooke, how's it going? had kind of another false start. Was it hard to find YouTube again? I don't know. Okay, so I'm refashioning this shirt. Well, hello, Jarshelle. Welcome to the stream. I can't tell if you're on Twitch or YouTube, but I'm streaming on both, just so you know. I'm not talking to imaginary people. Well, they may say they're imaginary, but I don't believe them. Okay. So I'm going for it. Here we go. Salvaging this shirt here. And I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to cut across the shoulder. I don't need to take that shoulder seam out. We're just going to leave it connected. I'm going to go with Malin's suggestion of adding sleeves rather than making it a tank top. All right. That's awesome. Oh, from in the email. Okay. Team Grain. I saw someone else write that on the post. I haven't gotten it. I'm like totally like pushing off all the social media till tomorrow where I can respond to everything and see it all. I saw someone wrote Team Grain. I was like, gosh darn, it's a goose. Okay, so we have our front. Now remember, this is meant for a knit fabric. So this is not 100% knit. This is woven, this is mesh, which is woven, so it's not stretchy. It's not really, yeah, it's not stretchy at all. Like maybe a little tiny bit. This is jersey, but it's not, it's very loose, so it's not even meant to stretch right there. Okay, so let's look at the back now. I'm already liking the way this looks. Yeah, I was gonna see if I could click through my email and then get a different link to load, because I'm pretty sure it's not working for me still. Just so weird. Mine is stuck on the stream from Wednesday. It's stuck on sewing the Dahlia dress part 1. Twitch is fine. So weird. Okay. We'll use all this extra fabric for sleeves. Yeah, I like this idea, Malin, also because then I'm using some of that fabric for the sleeves, you know? This back piece is a little more, it's a bigger piece. So I'm not really sure where to put the fullness, but what I'm angling for is the hem being straight. I figure like that's kind of a, maybe a good guide. You never know, I didn't draft this pattern, so. Okay, so there's my back. I have autofocus on, thank you. I was like 2 minutes late, and on top of that, I forgot I still had it on the other, on my sewing machine, which is kind of funny. I think I was there, but the table wasn't. That was too much stuck on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, Louise. I mean, I feel like in a way it is scary. But at the same time, if you're not wearing it and you're like, I don't want to donate this. I spent money on this and I really like it. I think like you have nothing to lose, and so it's a great way to experiment. I'm going to put that there. So in a way, it's kind of like free license to do something. All right, so here, this seam's right here, and this one's way over here. So I think I'm going to opt for making it more full rather than less, because I can always take the fullness out later, right? Just get it symmetrical best I can, because I need the side seams to sew together. I need the shoulder seams to sew together. Okay, let's go for it. I'm not hesitating. Okay, So there we go. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see how it looks. I just don't want it to look maternity. I think this is gonna be way cuter. Me too, Louise. Hi, Terry. Am I stuck? Oh yeah, I'm stuck. Yeah, okay. I like this direction. You know, if this works, this store sells a lot of shirts like this from this company. I could go back and buy another one and then do the same thing. Because they get such great fabrics. Okay, now I need to decide how to do my sleeve. I may be less thrilled with what I get to work with here. So let's see here. Let's just look at one of these. Okay. Now do I want that kind of look? I could do the, keep the hem here. I could put, I could do like this too. Put it on half. Let's see. See what I have over here. Oh, this is where it was tacked together. So it wasn't even like a closed side seam when I was wearing it. It was just tacked. Hi, Unica. How's it going? Oh, cool. You're making a cow print jacket by Selena? That's awesome. So look at that. It's kind of stretched out right there. Do I want just solid knit sleeves? I think I could do that. I could. That might be the best option. What do you guys think? I could do that. So let's see. Let's look at my shirt. All my other projects today don't involve this much prep. So here's my shirt now. Oops, sorry. Do I want a solid little sleeve? Okay, so here's my little shirt. Do I want a solid looking sleeve? Like that? You know, like that. Just solid yellow. Do I want a sleeve like this? That actually looks pretty cute, huh? Yeah, let's try that. Let's see, we can get two sleeves like that, right? And then I don't have to hem it. So let's make sure that there's one, that the front is always on that side. That's awesome, Unica, no worries. I do that all the time. I just have streams on for background noise. It's like companions that you don't have to like interact with, you know, so it's like not taking a lot of your energy, but you still don't feel totally alone there. Okay, let's just clip this together so it stays in the same spot, and then we'll cut the sleeves together at the same time. We'll cut them out at the same time. See, this sleeve right here has a lot of gathering right here, so I gotta be kind of careful. I'd really like to utilize the hem, but I don't want to get into these gathers here. So let's see if I can still get it nice and flat. This is the front of my sleeve. So I'm gonna put most of that right there. We'll put that seam maybe. Well, we could do that. And then it would match it. Yeah, we could just match the whole sleeve. Let's see. You like the second idea with the sleeve and the with the like decoration, huh? Me too. It looks more like the sleeve was always, or the shirt was always supposed to be that way. So let's see where my armhole hits in the middle of this trim right here. So this is how it'll sew together basically. So if I want that trim, and then let's see, what we could do is mark it right here, and then this kind of hits about right there. But that's kind of the underarm. I'm gonna do way more like that. Yeah. See, this is my shoulder, so this is right here. Okay, that. So if I wanted to match it to that, that's where it would be at, but this is mostly under my arm. So I'm gonna do a little bit more like that. Okay. And then we'll switch to the sewing cam and we'll put this baby together. Got my serger back yesterday. Hi Dina, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, David. I'm not sure if you found me on YouTube or Twitch, but I'm on both. I'm having a little trouble with the YouTube thing right now. Okay, we're gonna just cut this baby. Going for it. Try and get that hem. This is my hem allowance. That's why I'm not including it. Okay. I'm excited that this shirt is going to be something I really like, because I really like the fabric. You see, this sleeve might be a little bit shorter right there than that one. All right. Don't need my tank top, which is kind of funky. I don't think I'm gonna get to my Cali shirt today. All right, so give me a second to switch over to the machine camera, because I just need to move my microphone over there and pivot my camera. I know. I think the serger was ready actually on Monday. I think he had told me it'll probably be ready on Monday. And I said, I'll be in there anyway. So he probably was like, I won't call her for like the 8th time. He's been really communicative with me, because I'm like, is this really gonna be ready? It's why I don't take my machines to get serviced, because so many shops are notorious for being like 2 weeks, and then it's 2 months. Oh, awesome, Dina, that's awesome. Yeah, let's get those piles out of the way. I feel like when you unclutter that, it just frees you up, you know? All right, so let me switch over to the machine. Microphone. Camera. Oh, I need to pivot this, but I gotta be careful when I pivot all that. Let's see here. seam ripper, scissors, my two of my 3 favorite friends, and I need the mouse. Welcome to the stream. I missed your name. You need a machine cam? Oh man, it's kind of a pain. I need to unzoom. This is what happens when you do live. You don't get the pleasure of just setting up and leaving it. But we can now at least switch between different areas, which is really great. We have the iron, serger, home machine, pattern table, regular machine. I will tell you, Unica, the one, oh, Dina, you need a machine cam. Oh, I thought Unica said that. That's so funny. Hi, Jane. Yay, you figured out how to do the chat thing. I'm so glad to see you here. I've been kind of busy because this is our 5th stream this week because it's my anniversary month of having So-So. And so I'm barely even getting through what I do at home, and I'm usually busy at home, so. All right, so let's see here. I am going to sew this, but I'm going to finish this hem real quick because this is, remember my Mexican blouse? I chopped it, and now I just need to hem it. So I'm going to pop out the side here. I like side vents. It releases the hem a little bit so that it's a little swishier, gives it more movement. And look at these. This is so basic on the inside. No sergers. Let's see how this is sewn inside. I didn't sew this, but look at that. See, serger not necessary. You guys see that? Let me see. It's a little bright, huh? Let me fix that. I have a light over here. It's a little easier on the eye. Look at that. But look at all that hand embroidery. Remember how my neckline was popping out? Did you guys see that? Look at the good job I did. I'm pretty impressed. I actually got the chain stitch back, and I think it's just right where it came out. It looks a little flubbed, but can't even tell on the outside. So I'm gonna put a vent in here and hem it now. Let me make sure I actually have white on my bobbin. Never know anymore. I have a dirndl to fix for someone today. Don't you start sewing without me. What was that about? Come on, Phoenix. Okay. That someone bought in Germany at Michael's work when they were there. So I'm just going to open this hem up like this. This is the selvage. That is not the selvage. So let's see. I'm going to start right. I'm going to actually backstitch this vent. Sometimes this is the easiest thing to do to change your garments is adding a vent on the side seam. Like say the hem just feels kind of bound up or tight. If you just add a little vent on the side, that can kind of help. All right. Oh, let's do the back stitch on the other side, because I want to do this in a continuous stitch, and we need this one done before we get there. I'm making sure it's the same length first. All right. I went to my fabric store, picked up my serger yesterday, and then I asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys want a Moneta or a Linden for the stream? Or for the shop, because I'm making like a couple in a few weeks and I don't need, so many. And they gave me some fabric. So my local fabric store now sponsoring us too. And it's great because I can leave the garments there, which will be great. So I'm going to do a Moneta and a Linden for them. Now that we have the serge back. Oh, I keep wanting to do this from the outside, but I'm not going to. But I do wish it would behave. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna just fold this under a tiny bit like this, like a little tiny hem to start. Like that. Let's see, I think I'll fold it in a corner like this and like this and like that. My fake miters. Something to make it look a little more polished right there. I know, Brooke, right? They're huge supporters. And you know, I honestly haven't like been forthright and asked before. I've hinted at it like, you know, I'm happy to do that for you guys if you ever want. And she was like, yeah. They're so busy there. You know, every time I go in there, there's a ton of customers. A class is always going on. And the fabric side is really busy. So I try to not be too, like, I try not to take up their time. But yesterday it was almost closing and it was kind of clearing out. And I just said, I just asked. And they were like, yeah, that'll be great. And so I just grabbed the fabric, did it. They even let me pick it out pretty practically. So it's a win-win, right? All right, so I'm gonna set this one up like this a little bit. Anyone think about my hem staying the same width all the way from side to side? Me either. I think it got a little bigger as I was sewing there. And today I'm gonna go to a thrift shop and look for a quilt for my tamarack jacket idea. Hoping I find one. I got this in Ensenada a couple of years ago. And it was just so unflattering, even around the house. It felt like I was wearing an old-fashioned night shirt in a way. You know, like Rip Van Winkle or something. That seems like much different. Let's see right there. Muslin, man, it's thick. All right, so today's the last day to enter the giveaway for the Needlesharp subscription box. I know, Louise, right? It is. Right, Cass? It will be close enough. That's what I think, too. This is the front. So make sure you guys comment with one of the prompts we've done this week, and they're all in the videos, and we'll have another one today. I'll even tell it to you right now. So today, I want you to tell me your favorite garment style, and you need to do this in the comment section, not in the chat. And you don't have to do it right now at all. You can do it through midnight tonight, Pacific time. So you have time. And I'm going to go through them tomorrow, put them in a hat and draw someone. And then I will mail you the Needlesharp subscription box that I have here. And all the details of what is in it is in the first video of the week, which was cutting the butterfly blouse and the dahlia dress. So it's in that video at the end. So yeah, today I want you to tell me what your favorite. And if you've already entered in one of the days, you don't have to do it again. But I do like seeing your responses when you guys tell me. So it's always fun. So I'm gonna turn this. I'm not trimming this off because I kind of like that it's already frayed a little bit. I'm kind of hoping that that'll help it stop. Because, you know, like typically when you see those frayed edges, they're not necessarily a bad thing, because then these will eventually knot together, like knot up, and prevent any more fraying. So I don't really want to cut off the edges there and prevent the knotting from happening. Also, I know that I'm turning that under, but you know, it's like when you start trimming, you'll just start keep going. So I'm just letting it be itself. All right. Oops, I almost missed that. My stitch is barely on there. Okay, here we are back at the beginning. I'm gonna turn the corner and back stitch. Okay, cool. So now I have a little Mexican hand embroidery. Oh, what do I mean by garment style? Like, do you like dresses? Do you like shirts, jeans? Or you can tell me what your favorite kind of sleeve or whatever. You know, it's not a strict prompt. You can tell me what you like. And the rest of the week we did your favorite tool, favorite fabric, and favorite sewing technique. So you can pick one of those too. It's not a stupid question at all. All right, let's check out this shirt here. As much as I'd like to get to a couple of the other things, I definitely want to walk away with this being complete today. I mostly sew with you guys now 100%, so I never get to clean out my bobbin area. And typically I do it every time I change my bobbin. But that's when I change my bobbin after going all the way through it. It just helps the buildup between the throat plate and the all that under there, and because that part's kind of tricky to clean. So. See if I can get this to, oh no, don't fall off the back. This is some pretty lightweight thread. I might switch my needle out. I can't remember what we put on last time, but it's been a little while, so let's change the needle too. $14s. Let's see if I have something lighter weight than a 14. Here's a ballpoint. That might be handy, but it's a size 12. Those are not 12s. That might be a 12. That's not a 12. I can tell. Look at the difference in the eye. Someone put a needle in there. All right. This is pretty lightweight thread, so I knew I needed to change the needle anyway. Ooh, so the thread's so tiny. Okay. I think because, well, you know, because I think I'm going to do this the other way where oh, let's actually check our side seams. Let's see how I did. I think I'm going to not set the sleeve, but do it the cheater way where I put the sleeve on first. That's not bad. Okay, good. At least that one isn't. So I'm going to do it like this. I should use my serger, huh? But I don't have it set up. I just set it on the table. So I'm going to do a little tiny French seam in knits. Let's see how that goes. It doesn't even really need to be finished. What's that noise? Did you hear that? There isn't any ease in my sleeve either because it was from the knit pattern. I almost got that neck loop. Like this is to hold the shape, you know, when it's hanging on a hanger. Well, this went in really good. That went in really good. That's nice. Seam allowance looks really shallow right here, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. I did do that wrong sides together, right? Or yeah. I do not want to seam rip this fabric. This would be a nightmare. The mesh? Oh boy. I'm surprised the mesh is sewing so easily. I don't know why I always think mesh is going to give me a problem. Never assume, right? Never assume. So how many of you are doing some like refashioning this month? Did you guys see that hashtag, the Refashion It August? It's kind of a good time of year to do that in a way because I feel like a lot of people are like, okay, I got to calm down on the fabric spending. And then I also think like at the end of summer, it always feels like we're beginning the year, even though we begin it on January. For a lot of people, especially if you've been in school recently or you have kids, the getting to like September feels like the beginning of, you know, the year as well because of the school year. So it kind of sets you off, right? It's like the idea of going into the fall with all these unfinished projects, things I've set aside, things I should have done. Sitting here kind of, you know, I'm like, I don't want that. I want a thin slate. This wasn't meant for a French seam allowance, but hey, we can do whatever we want, right? So this is a little bit dicey. I'm not going to trim all that off. It's going to show a little bit. It won't show really because of the stitch. That looks pretty good, you guys. That's cute. I hope the sleeve fits because it's not very stretchy. Might be a little tight. Where's my other little sleeve? There it is. Then we'll do the underarm, and then my shirt is salvaged, hopefully. Hopefully it fits. It might not. Okay, wrong sides together. Check. Really narrow seam. Small second thing I can do. Oh, how are you going to make your skirt longer? I'm curious, Louise. I almost wanted to make this longer, but when I saw that it was the same length as that tank top I really like, I was like, that's okay. I like the length of that tank top. I know that the pattern for my t-shirt is really long, so it has some leeway there. Will you add like a tier to it, or will you seam it? Add a ruffle? What are you thinking? Why am I so white? Oh, why? Because the brightness is really, really, really up. trim this a little bit. You know, I never did look up cranes and geese. I capitulated pretty quickly, so I definitely need to make sure. Yeah, you know, still gonna do my due diligence. Ooh, oh, that sounds nice, Malin. I actually was looking at some reversible fabric on the Stone Mountain and Daughter website, and I got some of it for a Linden sweatshirt, I'm pretty sure. And it's like a wool mix. It looks really nice. And I thought what I liked about it was that I was like, okay, I could do the body in one side and the sleeves on the other, and then I knew because it was on the same fabric that it would coordinate, because you know, when you're shopping online you never know, right, if it's going to coordinate with what you're picking to go with it. So okay, Louise, that's so smart. It's like it gave you that opportunity to do that. That's great. That's true, Ida. You've been doing the really great refashions. They've turned out really good too. Like jean shorts out of jeans. Smart. My daughter did a little bit of that this spring. And she wanted to buy summer clothes, and I was like, you know, you can if you want, but just remember, I'm not going to give you a whole nother summer budget when summer actually happens. So if you want to save your summer budget for when you're like, you know, summer hits and you're like, yeah, I really want new clothes, you know, and she was like, yeah, you're right. I do. I want to wait. And so she ended up just cutting some jeans that don't even fit her anymore because she's still growing, you know. All right, so let's do our side seam here. Yeah. Oh, 2 layers in different ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna try and match the side seam. You normally wouldn't sew a side seam through your hem, so I may need to like stitch that down later to make it mesh really well. I'm gonna line up my underarm seam. Let's hope it works. Ooh, it's a little bit off, but I think I can ease that in there. This is all in the cross grain right here. It is stretch-a-rama. Whew. That is some stretch. I should have put a little more of that in my sleeve, I think. All right, so I'm getting to that underarm seam. Oh yeah, no problem. This is going together nicer than I thought it would. I thought this was gonna be a lot harder to sew and it wouldn't look very good. Because this fabric already, like this project in general, looks kind of, you know, look at that, you know. It's definitely has that look of it being a little bit like relaxed and shabby chic, you know. But I thought it would be kind of hard to sew. These fabrics are they feel so thin and delicate. I'm gonna trim this one right here down at the juncture of the seam a little bit more because it's thick where the seam hits the hem. So you guys, I had a bowl of cereal and watermelon for dinner last night and it was awesome. It's what happens when your family's out of town. And the dogs were not satisfied by that at all. They were like, okay, you're washing your dinner dishes. That means there's going to be something for us, right? Because sometimes, you know, they get like a little piece of something off of a dinner dish and we don't feed them off of our dish when we're eating. just afterward. And I was like, yeah, I don't have anything for you guys. I had grape nuts and watermelon. They didn't like that. It was pretty funny. Molly kept hoping, man. Ever the optimist. I can feel these seams under here. They feel weird. You know? It's like, ooh. Am I sewing a wrinkle into this? I hope not. I'm not pressing these French seams because it's knit. I could. But it's so thin and workable. I'm not having any trouble. And what's really great too is I can see through the fabric where the raw edge is of the seam allowance. Okay. Let's see how it looks. It's one side. It looks cute. I hope it fits. I'm a little concerned. Ooh, that is so much cuter. Look at that. Look at that. That is so much cuter, you guys. Why is the color so crazy on the monitor? Your dogs love watermelon? My cat does too, Senor. He loves watermelon. I will take, like when I cut watermelon up, I cut the whole thing up. I cut it in quarters, and then each quarter I like cut, I go straight down like this, like I'm slicing bread, and then I scoop it out with the knife, and then I have like this quarter of a rind, and I usually put that out for the chicken. I only have one chicken, so I put it out for the chicken. And then Senor will come up and drink the watermelon juice right out of it. And if I'm eating watermelon, he'll be like, what do you got going there? So Molly was eating some, but Loki was not into it. It is a stretch knit. This is very stretchy. This is not stretchy. This isn't very stretchy at all. A little bit. So I know I have a dress on, but I might as well try, right? Oh, I think it's going to be fine. So much better, right? Wait. That's the side, right? It's all hung up on my back, but I think it's going to be fine. Yay! Way better than the original. It just looked a little hoochie on me. I actually asked my friend. I was like, I texted a picture of myself wearing it to him, and I was like, does this look... Like, because my husband, he was like, no, I like it. And I was like, I'm going to ask so-and-so. And he was like, all right. And they were like, yeah, that looks hoochie on you. they were way more honest about it. Okay, wrong sides together. And I still wear it because it's so comfortable and I love the colors so much. You know? Okay. Last seam, we'll move on to something else. I have, you know that vent I just put in the Mexican embroidered blouse? Well, I think I told you guys this the other day. I went to the farmer's market and I ran into this gal. Well, she had a booth there, so I didn't really run into her. And we were chatting. I was like, hey, I haven't seen you guys in a while, because we connected with them because, like I said, they raise chickens the way we did, pastured and for meat. And she was like trying to unwind the spool of twine, and it was a disaster. And like she was trying to fix it. And she said something about, well, you're really crafty. And I was like, well, I sew good. That's about it. And I knit okay. And so she had this little shirt that has a tear in the vent. And so I asked her, I was like, can I have this and just do it for my stream? Because I need stuff like this. This is such a common thing. We all have done it. And it's special to her because apparently she must have traveled to Nepal at some time. And she had this favorite little camp shirt, and she gave it to someone there, and they copied it, and they made her a couple. That seam allowance is really, really narrow there. It's enough on there, but it's pretty narrow. So, What does my cat think of the chicken? Oh, my cats could care less. Especially Haku, because he's been raised around the chickens. Loki, it's funny. We've always had a dog with chickens. We've been around people with their dogs want to eat the chickens. And I will tell you from experience, like, there's nothing wrong with a dog that wants to chase chickens. There's just, like, people think they feel so terrible when they bring a dog into our yard and it ends up chasing the chickens, and it's not. It's some dogs do and some dogs don't, and you have no idea if your dog's going to do it until they're around a chicken. You just don't. I mean, you could have a dog that doesn't even bat an eye at a cat, a duck, a rabbit, and then as soon as a chicken enters the picture, they are all of a sudden a hunting dog. You know, it's crazy. And we've been around a lot of dogs. We raised hundreds of chickens, and it's just a thing, you know? And so you just know when that person comes over to secure the chickens. And so for the first time in my life, I have a dog, and it's a pug who would like nothing better than to play with this chicken, roll around with the chicken. I don't know what he wants to do and what he thinks is going to happen. But let me tell you, he would lose. I mean, chickens are ferocious. Their claws and their talons are really sharp. Your cat would learn really quick. It's a really bad idea. The key is to not let them near like baby chicks, because the baby chicks would have no chance with a cat. But yeah, like raising them around them and just being aware, that's all you got to do. Cats are gonna lose. It's the same with rabbits and cats. Like, most often my money's on the rabbit, because those back legs, they're used to having to defend themselves out in the wild. They're not used to it, actually. They're domesticated, but you know what I mean. They're built for it. So trying things over my clothes is hilarious. I know. Well, we all do it, right? All right, look at that, you guys. What an improvement. I am so excited about this top. It looks so cute. I think, like, I would literally go to this store now and buy another one of these tops and do that to it. It would be worth it to me, because it's such unique, special fabric, you know? And I just throw this in the washer and dryer. I'm not supposed to, but I do. Okay, so here is the farmer's shirt. See? There's her vent. The funny thing is, I don't know if you can tell this fabric is, yeah, you can, huh? The warp and the weft are two different colors, so they are, it's iridescent. The Robert Kaufman shot cotton is just like this. This is a linen or a linen cotton blend, so it's a little thinner and nicer for drape, but the shot cotton would totally work for this. And when I showed it to the fabric store, she's like, I never even thought about doing the shot cotton for clothing. It's kind of difficult to use for quilting, but quilters love it. So I got this fabric, this line by Moda is called Grunge, and there's about 5 million colorways, and they all look really different. And it was really hard to find one that I thought would blend in the most, but it's okay. I'm just gonna put a little patch right there. So, oh, he doesn't, Louise? Does your little bunny do the thump, thump when there's something nearby? Oh, really, Brooke? That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I actually think Loki's going to grow out of it, mainly because he like a couple times Cricket and Michael have brought him out there and was like, I didn't look at the chicken. The chicken's name is Luna, by the way. So they didn't look at Luna. They just pretended like Luna wasn't there, and he didn't notice her. And then he did his business and went back in. But then, like, one time they did it, and she scratched and made a noise like on the ground, and he was like, Luna! He just made a beeline, and then it's game on, you know. So I'm not that brave. Like, I'm pretty brave about a lot of things, but I don't really feel like chasing Loki with the chicken, so I don't take that chance. I feel like I'm gonna break my ankle if I do that. I'm just gonna trim off these raw threads here. There's a lot of ways I could do this. Because it's trending to do the visible mending, you know, that would be an option, but I honestly think she would rather it be less visible. So let's see here. I think like I'm looking for, in the light of the fabric store, this looked a little better. So let's see here. There's a lot missing there. What do you guys think? I feel like I could have done a better, oh yeah, the thumping is such a good warning. And then you know too, like, oh, something's going after the chicken, or the rabbit, I mean. Most people have more than one chicken. It's kind of funny to say, the chicken. If this were my shirt, I would probably iron something. Ooh, I don't know, you guys. Look at that. What do you think? I don't think it matches good enough. A small seam. You don't think it'd be very noticeable? Let me brighten it up a little bit. It looks kind of brown. I'm just gonna see what the back, oh, that's too, okay, that's not gonna work. That's too dark. What about the green of this fabric? The gray, I may set this one aside. I might look for a better color fabric. Let's look at her other one. Let's see how her vent lines up over here. Yeah, so here's the vent. It's kind of good. I'm doing a, he gets hard to hear. I'm doing some mending, and there's a rip in this woman's shirt at the like vent where the slit is, and that's what I'm trying to repair, Unica. Look at these buttons. These are really cool. They're wooden with the flower imprinted in them. Those are nice. I wonder if she's resewn these. It'd be pretty amazing that her buttons are all still on there. I want to know how they did that. All right, where's this fabric at? I got 1/8 of a yard because they didn't have a fat quarter, which was fine. It's less, actually. I'm looking for the grayest bit on here. But, Louise wants to know, Unica, are you driving a bus right now? You might find text to speech, speech to text. Is that what Nancy calls it when she does speech to text typing? It's always entertaining. Oh, you need to figure out how to make your arms bigger on your jacket. You need to make the armholes bigger or the sleeves around the arms bigger. Which thing? I feel like this could match a little better. Okay, I know that goes right there, right? Get this to lay flat. It's a little, this is a little stretched out, I can tell. So let me iron this. Oh, he's on his layover right now, Louise. That's why. Sleeves, okay. Phew. Let's iron this and get it to be nice and flat. What do you think of like this color behind it? It's too light, huh? That's cool you drive a bus. I feel like that's one thing every time I'm on a bus, I always wonder about the bus driver. My dad should be a bus driver. He's a really good driver. Retired firefighter. When you don't respond, you're driving. Understandable. It's okay if you don't respond. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Yeah, exactly, Louise. Some people do that. That doesn't work. I think what's going to work is something that I don't think of. I asked her if I could take some of her facing and she said no. But if I could just take like a little bit right here. I could probably take a little bit right here. Do you think it would still lay flat? It would, yeah, what if I took like a little sliver right there? Let's see. You know? It's a different grain line is the only thing. Look at that. It's loose right there. Ooh, I want it. I want it so bad. I think I'm going to make an executive decision and I'm going to take off a little piece right here. What do you guys think? Right? Exactly, Brooke. Yeah, it is towards the back of the shirt. Yeah. So let's see. Do I want this one or do I want this one? This one has less wrinkles and it looks more like the color. So let's see. Yeah, I'm doing it. Executive decision. I only need a little piece. Okay. You know, I need a very little piece. Okay. Here we go. I'm a little nervous. I got to make sure it's going to work before I cut it off. Actually, let me make sure here. Oh, did you send a link? Okay. Oh, it got deleted. Oh, yeah, it will do that because it's automatic. It like YouTube does that. I don't know if you have that trouble. I thought I authorized links, but it probably won't take a link sometimes, especially to another channel. Brooke can allow it. She'll look at it. All right. Look, I have to take so little of that. Right? So like right to there and right to here. Okay. Here to here. I didn't mean to like chop right into that though. All right, and so then I will unpick this seam allowance right here. I'll rehem it, reattach it. She might not ever notice. You can also do like grab fabric from behind pockets. If you're really desperate, you can do it in hems. I've done some crazy stuff. Not nearly as crazy what I've seen like people who full-time work at alteration shops, you know. But yeah, I think I'll be able to blend in this hem here like this and just stitch it down and stitch it down at the shoulder. No problem. All right, so let me get this. I did find some good thread though. Sometimes that's the big battle, right? Finding the thread. So there we go. Cool. I can't click it right now because I don't think I can click it right now. Well, I can't see myself on YouTube. Have you been having that trouble, Unica, where like I can't, when I go to broadcast, my live broadcast page is stuck on Wednesday's stream right now. Like I can't see myself on YouTube right now, and a bunch of other people can't either. I don't know what's going on. I've been Googling it, and I get like similar issue responses, but they're from 2 years ago. And YouTube is not the same as it was 2 years ago, so I can't really utilize that information. All right, let's commit to this. It's always nervous. I'm more nervous doing things for other people. So let's see. I want to look at this and where this is going on the back side. So I think I'm gonna, do I have enough here to fold? Not really. Let's see here. I think it'll look pretty good though. Look at that, one's in pretty darn good. Eek! Okay, where's my pie? Where's my pie? How many times do I ask this to stream? It's on the, oh, it's on the ground. Rip. So I think I'll put the whiter side over here. Like this. Is this tedious or what? I love helping out farmers. Farmers do not make enough money. They can't just buy new clothes. Plus, this is special to her. She had like needle and thread there. That's what she was probably going to do. I probably took her project she was going to work on in the booth. Oh, nice. All right. I'm going to do my best to edge stitch this baby. Wish me luck, chat. I would do a zigzag, but the zigzag would show up worse because of the amount of thread that would show. So let's see, we're gonna sew this down right here. Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you. We're watching me tediously repair someone's shirt right now. Turning it under may not have been a good idea. We'll see. I hope so, because I don't really want to have to take it out. All right, let's see here. Hi, Joshelle. I'm glad. Yeah, they're a little different than what's out there. I mean, mostly because they're filmed live. So, you know, they're not fast-paced sometimes. Like right now. And it's more about hanging out together. But I like to try and be as instructive as I can when I know what I'm doing. This week was not a good example of knowing what I was doing. I had some moments. But sometimes they just got the better of me. All right, you guys. I'm making sure I'm not losing this here. Well, we'll see. Really? Ah, Mullen, you're so nice. Your daughter have the same issue? Yeah, it's a common area. Well, you guys, it's a little messy right there. It looks way better down here, but look, it's not that great. I'm gonna get rid of this little bit of thread right here. See that? But that could be potentially an area that fails again. So here's the little piece I used. So maybe I would hand stitch that there. So then I was thinking I would keep that across so that it reinforces it. I kind of like that idea. And maybe I will actually. I'm going to reinforce it a little bit. I don't want her to have this happen again, you know. I just stitched right on top of the stitching of the top of the vent there. I'll get rid of this. Cutting all the little loose threads makes it look more professional, right? I could take a chance and stitch the patch away from it as well. Oh, that's awesome. Well, Joshelle, I don't usually do this, you know, but this is the second time we did some refashioning and mending, and I think the other stream is called Beyond Mending. So I'm just reading everything, sorry. Oh, hers in the next shoulder area, Melon. Ooh. Well, you might be able to hide it better there. This feels really, you know, it's not mine, so I feel like it's really obvious. And because the warp and the weft are different colors, really shows up. My daughter loves doing things like that, Joshelle. She's 16 and a half. You have to add the half when they're 16, you know. This little thing right here is a kind of a problem. That's the only spot I kind of want to address. This is so iffy. Now that this has been sewn once, it's going to behave a little bit because it's linen. It's really crisp. You could put a fusible piece of facing over the whole thing on the back. My only issue with that, like putting it over the whole thing, is you would see it on the outside. So that's kind of risky. And, you know, removing that stuff is a little different, right? Am I right or what? Okay, so let's see here. And things like this, I just try and go really slowly. Try and listen to what the fabric wants to do, because then the path of least resistance might look the best. There we go. That looks better. I'm just going to stretch that out a little bit. I'm going to tuck this edge under a little better, like that. And this side here, like that. I'm using my awl to kind of push it, turn under the edge. I don't think the edge is fully turned under, like a lot of it, but enough of it. Yeah, in general, Joshelle, I do things from start to finish. But I have makes sometimes that I'm just like, this is not working out for me, you know? I'm going to go a little bit past this point I pulled out on this side because there's this one little thread poking out and I want to tuck it under. I know, I'm poking the bear. I really feel it, trust me. See the spot right here? There. One of the things I brought out today was something I sewed on stream. All right, you guys, I might call that good and not touch it anymore. Oh, it's very light and pretty big area. Oh. So there's little slubs in the fabric too. All right, so let's see here. I think I'm gonna sew along this edge on the inside just to finish it. Give it a little extra oomph for finishing. Since I didn't have enough to turn it under because we stole the fabric from the facing, just even putting a line of stitches on that raw edge is gonna help stabilize the edge and make so it doesn't unravel too fast. The great part about using the facing is that this is fusible interfacing that they had applied to it. So let's fix her facing over here. So even if she doesn't like my job, she'll not be too regretful she gave me her shirt. And lesson learned, right? Don't take people I don't know's stuff from farmers markets to fix. I should know better. Yeah, she'll never know. So how was that? Was that just some hand stitches, I think? Okay. Yeah, I have a hand sewing needle right here. I have some magnets on top of my machine from when I used to sew pattern holders for chicken boots. Not funny. They're still there. This is how I thread a needle. I've shown you guys this. So I folded the thread in half. I learned this from some hand stitchers, some Hmong women, displaced Hmong women, and they were in our shop. And so I did not learn this from them. I learned this from the gals that own the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So I learned from the Hmong women to do a lot of layers of thread, so you have to sew fewer passes, you know. So they do this. They put the cut edges through the needle. And then that way, when they go to secure the first pass like this, they go through that loop at the bottom, and you're basically making a slip knot. Oh, shoot. And then you don't have to sit there and do a knot right there. And it works on the first time, but if you want to use your thread over and over and you cut it off, that you've lost your loop for the starting part. But it works on the first time. It's nice and low profile and clean like that. I'm not an excellent hand sewer, and then you unthread your needle like I just did. But at least when you unthread your needle, you have the two cut edges. As long as you can get two threads through your eye, you're good. Sometimes my eyes don't fit the threads that I want. There we go. And then I'll just knot it. And then I like to poke my needle in the seam somewhere, like I'm in between the layers there, and then I'll pull my needle through like this, let it come undone, and then I just trim off the thread over here. And that way the tail's inside the seam, like that. And it's not showing on the outside. So there we go. So that's the facing that it's got a little bump there. But we don't want to lose that bump also, because when she's wearing it, it does this. So we need as much facing on the inside. So, all right. Let's look at it again now that we haven't looked at it for a couple minutes. Let's iron it. Ironing will fix it, right? It's kind of like the equivalency of blocking and knitting. That shit'll block right out, right? Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I think you wouldn't notice it at first glance, right? All right, I'm glad that's done. All right, so we fixed our shirt. That was really fun. So this is kind of a funny one. This might be my last thing for today too. Oh, actually I have the, what color thread do I have on? Oh, that might work. So I made a couple pairs of the free range slacks. I think I showed you guys a couple days ago. This fabric is great. It's so comfy. It is a linen cotton blend. I got it at Hearts Fabric when I was visiting there for some secret pajama pants, basically like pants I could wear around the house. But this elastic, the only elastic I've been able to find is this stuff. I haven't bought elastic retail at the fabric store in years. So I'm usually buying it wholesale, and I really prefer the braided elastic, which looks like this. I like braided elastic rather than knitted elastic. I'm pretty sure this is knitted, right? This soft stuff is just that. It's too soft. I don't like non-roll because it looks kind of cracks a little bit. You don't think so? I hope so, Joselle. It's not mine, you know. I would have done something different for me. I would have actually probably patched it on the outside, but I would have cut the heck out of the inside of the garment to get a piece of fabric. And she said I couldn't do that. I still did, but I did it in a spot we hadn't talked about. So I'm hoping that she won't mind where I did it. It's like she didn't lose really much, so. And it's better than not being able to wear the shirt again, right? So this elastic, I can't find a 1.5 inch wide elastic that's braided without, I might just buy a roll of it. But you know, that's a kind of a unique width to use. And I did make one pair of the free range slacks using 2 pieces of elastic. It works, but it is, you know, it is like in the front where my belly is, you know, one piece folds down after when I'm sitting down a lot, you know, understandably so. Okay. Let's change thread. And I'm just going to tack my elastic down in a few places so it stops sliding. So what it's doing is it's doing this. It's hecka annoying. I'm going to go, now that it's pretty much evenly distributed all the way around, I'm going to go in all these seams and pull them open as far as I can and stitch my elastic right through. I mean, we have ready to wear stuff that does this, right? So yeah, it's kind of a bummer that I'm doing it post sewing it. But I don't want to deal with fixing it every time. I'm going to do this one on the top stitching. I think that'll be more invisible. I'm really pulling the heck out of it, so it's pretty invisible. On the inside, you can see it. I think I already did it. I don't think I did this waistband at all, actually. So this is great. This will be a big improvement on this one. But I didn't even iron these. They're just like wash and wear. And that's how I need them to be. I'm not ironing my secret pajama pants. You hear me? I know you understand. So I did that one on the back side on this. There's a side panel on these. Let's see, I'm gonna do it closer to this pocket here. There's no true side seam on these. There's a side panel right here. All right, so I've done it in like 4 places now. Let's see how it looks on the inside. Here's one. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could probably do it, you know, I'm gonna do it on either side of this little panel right here. Why not? It's pretty wide a waistband, but it is kind of the beauty of these pants. That's kind of what makes them work so well, surprisingly. All right, cool. Even in the summer, I'm wearing those, even though it's really hot. I have to do it for my blue pants too. All right, so now this is probably my last one. I have a dirndl, an actual dirndl from Germany. And this is a gal at my husband's work who can't wear it. It's just too tight, and she's tiny. So, but look at this. I just wanted you guys to see that they actually constructed this dirndl. You hardly anything. That's awesome. Except when you're sewing, you press really, right? I know. So it's interesting. They set this up. I think she bought this at a shop. I don't really know. I don't know a lot about dirndls. I don't know about a lot of the tourism there. I've only been to Germany a couple times. My husband used to live there. He's fluent in German. He travels there all the time. But, and I could probably ask him more. But they set this up to be altered. So I think they gear this towards people that are traveling there, maybe tourism, or, you know, they just sew so many of them. And so I can look at this really long extra seam allowance for the bodice. So you can lengthen the bodice and you can let out the sides. Now she brought it to him asking if I would put in elastic panels, and I said no, I'm not putting in elastic panels. But when I saw the inside, I was like, well, shoot, you can get easily 2.5 inches in circumference, which is a lot in women's sizing, you know? So I'm just gonna let it out. And if it doesn't work there, then she can explore other options. But that's what I'm doing. And see, look at their sizing is the bust size, which is interesting. Is it inches there? I thought it was centimeters, but I don't know. So they construct this. Look at the side seams completely finished and just press back at the armhole. This would be like a costuming technique for sure. If you had more than one actor or actress and you had a budget, they would make it so that you could probably alter it back and forth, you know. So we'll see how this works for her. This is so nice that it's set up for this. I'm less shy about altering it, you know. She even included all the garments. But look at these great buttons. Oh, it's already losing one of the little thingies. But yeah, she sounds like she's pretty slender and she can't even breathe in it. And I don't know what the process is like when she was buying it. If they were like, yep, that's the way you wear it, you know, or what. Or maybe, I don't know, at the moment it just worked. Maybe she really liked this fabric and this colorway and she was like, I'm going to make this work. Well, if you're already pretty small, you can't get much smaller, you know? Just pulling out one. I'm hoping this serging, oh yeah, it's separate. Okay, great. On the other side, so what's interesting too, I noticed is look, the pleats kind of stop near the side seam here. So here's a pleat and here's a pleat. That's the side seam. So they even engineered that part too. So you didn't get into trouble with the pleats. They're not bust sizes. They're just numbers. It's a 36. I always thought it was bust sizes. Really, Malin? I did not know that. I've been wrong for a long time about that then. Yeah. I bought some pants once from an Oil Lily store. And I had Cricket. She was like 6 months old. And so I still had that little bit of pudge. Like right after I had Cricket, I went back down to my regular size like in 2 weeks. And then I started gaining weight. So I was like, wait a minute. And then when I was trying it on, I was in the Italian part of Switzerland. And I was like, it's a little tight. And the woman, I was in the dressing room, and then the woman told my husband, oh, it's fine. If she just eats fruit for a day, it'll be fine. My husband told me that later. I was like, what? Yeah, and so here are the other garments that she has them in here. I don't know why, but pretty cute. So here's the apron that goes over it. Look at that pleating. And then here's the little blouse that goes under it. It's pretty cute. Right, Joshelle? Your size is 42. Oh, okay, yeah, it's not inches. It's just a size. It's just as arbitrary as it is here. There's nothing on me that's 6 inches. Yeah, right, Joshelle? I mean, I feel like that was kind of a rude thing. Like, I remember being at a bike race. I was not in the bike race, but like 2 weeks after I had Cricket, and I was holding her in a sling. And I was wearing my original jeans, but I didn't have the top button on. It was just too uncomfortable. And people were like, I can't believe you're out here, and look at how small you are. And I was just like, yeah. I was like, I just want to go home. I was tired, and, you know, I'd been nursing, and, you know, still sitting down was kind of painful. But I really wanted to see, my friend had this annual bike race, and I used to do his bike clothing for him. And I used to be a mountain biker. So I wanted to see it. So it was fun. But I remember that distinctly. Otherwise, I would not have believed that I had gained the weight afterward. But I was starving after I had her. It was kind of funny. Okay, so I'm going to put the light blue thread in. Eh! Yeah, exactly. Yep, and now I'm in that other slippery slope of being almost 50, and the like I hardly eat anything, and the weight's just like jumping on me. I'm like, all right, this is no fun. Okay. All right, so let's do this first seam. So we're going to put the waist back together right here. Am I going to do that? Yeah, no, I'm going to do the skirt first. No, actually, I think what I'll do is put the waist seam together. I'm not going to change the height or the length of it at all. Oh shoot, they used a white bobbin. That's okay. It pushes up, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it goes down. I'm not going to worry about that. I don't want the white thread to show on the outside. All right, and here's the side. Line that up. So I'm going to be sewing it a little different than it originally was sewn. That's so I can get the most out of the circumference. Because now I can line these up and get as close to this edge as possible. Whereas if I had done the bodice and then done the skirt, I would have had to make sure that they matched afterward, and this will be a little easier. So I want to taper it. How far down do I want to taper it? I think I'm going to go much further, like right here. So I have to rip out a little bit more. I'm going to line up, make sure my bodice seam, my waist seam lines up, and all these. And I'm going to get really close to the serging edge, but not too close, because look at the serging goes a little bit past. I'm going to hold this down so my waist seam doesn't get off. There we go. And try and line it up at the top too. It might not line up as perfectly as it did before, because it's a little bit tapered at the armhole. And look, there's cording right here. It's so finished right there. I feel totally comfortable getting as close as I am. The only issue she might have is that this might be a ridge in her side seam. Her side, see that? Hopefully it is over the shirt. I'm going to reinforce that. Not too much, just in case she wants to do something else to it. I'm just going to reinforce that spot. All right, so now let's see how it looks on the outside. So now we have that seam, but that's how much she gained. That's pretty good on one side. She gained 1.25 inches or more, almost 1 3/8 inches. And so if we do it on the other side, she'll get 2 3/4. That's pretty good. She'll probably tell my husband it's too big now. But that, like, the difference between women's sizes, at least in the States, when you do numbered sizes like 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, they're like between 0 to 6, 8, that's a 1 inch difference. And between 8 to 12, it's a 1.5 inch difference. And between like 12 and up, it's a 2 inch difference. Or 14 and up, it's about a 2 inch difference. So this size right here is roughly about a 8, I think. A 36 is about a 6 or an 8. So we just gave her the equivalent of the grade of a 14 or a 16. And we doubled the grade between it. So basically we made it through the body more like a size 12, 10, probably more like a 10, and, which is probably a big difference for her. She sounds pretty small. I think I met her once a long time ago when they hired her. I don't remember. I don't know my husband's coworkers and employees at all. Just a few of them. In fact, I saw one in the wild once, and I was like, "Wait, how do I know you? What's your name?" So embarrassing. She's like the one person I knew there. But that's me. That's totally me. You guys are gonna meet me, and I know I know a lot about some of you guys. Like I know like what you guys like, what you're sewing on and stuff. Roughly where you live, and if we met in person, I would get you all confused. For sure. I'm terrible. Brooke can vouch. I'm just terrible about it. I'm like, can you remind me of that person for the 8th millionth time, please? This is so stout. It feels really good. I don't know what that's. Oh, that's with the little belt, so I don't want to lose that. I'll have to reposition that as well. The other side have one of those? Oh, look! Good thing I looked. It's not even in the seam anymore. We'll have to fix that. I didn't even notice that. Okay, let's see here. You know who would be a really good person to watch for this kind of work is Miriam. Mim is making on Twitch. She does a lot of this. She does a lot of mending. Like she says, like she on Mondays she'll post like Mend It Monday. You know, like she's on some sort of train for that. All right. All right, let's move my little ribbon here now so I don't forget this time. Put it in the same spot. This is satin ribbon, so I'm not going to shorten that seam allowance. It eventually could fray. All right. So next week we are going to be doing the Deer and Doe Mellow shirt. This is like absolutely a Hearts Fabric Store employee favorite. They love it. They've sponsored it. They sent me a nice chambray and the pattern. We'll be sewing that. And we'll do buttons and buttonholes too, because, you know, we like to live on the edge. I'll be cutting it on Tuesday along with the Tanya Culottes by Megan Nielsen Patterns. Yeah, Joshelle, absolutely. I don't know if you're on Twitch at all. It's another live streaming platform. But yeah, she's on Twitch and her handle is Mim is Making. She's on Instagram too as Mim Knits, I think. She doesn't promote her Twitch on there very much, I don't think. I totally randomly saw that she started streaming once. I was like, what the heck, you are? That's kind of cool. Oh, I need to go back and do... Let's go back and finish this side first before we get too much further. We have this taper right here that we want to get rid of. This... Oh no, we did. We're okay. Okay. Oh, just right here. Just this is right here where I need to do it. Okay. Okay. I hope I find a good quilt today at the thrift store for the tamarack jacket I want to make. This is where the little ribbon is. Right here. I can see my stitching. I'm reminding myself right now out loud. That's the stitching of where I want that. Like that high up. But then we're going to take out this. There we go. Yeah, if you're teaching teenagers, Joshelle, I guarantee you that they are gonna have heard of Twitch, some of them, because they or their brother or sister are gamers and they've heard of Twitch. It's primarily a gaming streaming platform. I like to do video games, so that's how I found it, and it's just a really great resource. It's far easier to use than Twitch or than YouTube. And the really great thing about it is if you're using a device like a computer or a phone or a iPad or something like that, tablet, that you can pinch zoom on, you can actually zoom in on Twitch, which is kind of cool. And the delay is less from when you hear me talk to when you see it. it's almost instant, and the playback is a little bit better quality. But you don't see the archive of videos that you would see on YouTube. YouTube has the archive of videos, where Twitch, they just are there for like a month, and that's it. All right. I think we're ready to finish this up. This was way easier. Oh, look, got a little lint in there. Must have gotten some use then if it's already compiled some lint in the little seam allowance there. It's sticky. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's line up our waist seam here. And let's do, where's the other one? There it is. It's on the other side. Way over here. Wait, no. Here we go. All right. So this side has a lot going on. It has one pocket. So what I have to do on this side is I can only let out a little bit of the skirt. I may have to do it at an angle. Ooh, what's that? Oh, there's a button right there. All right, that's fine. Luckily, we didn't go up to there. I'm trying to utilize the original waist seam, so that'll line up. Okay. So let's see if I can let out as much on this side. Her dress may end up being asymmetrical. But yeah, I think I can. So if I don't get the side seam right there, oh, that'll be okay. That's just the pocket opening, and I think it's the back. I'm making it bigger, not smaller, which is helpful. But look, it's like a little cutaway pocket opening right here. You can see a little seam right here. This will be fine. We're not doing it smaller, so that's helpful. See, is that about how far down I went on this side? I think I went a little further. Went a little further. This pocket's a little different to deal with. I can feel lots of folds of fabric in that pocket. This fold's kind of a, oh, what is that? Let's look at that. What's going on right here? This is just a, I'll show you what it is so you can get an idea. What I'm looking at on the inside. There's a pocket right here. And there's extra pleats in there. Probably to hide it really good. And I was feeling an extra ridge. So I want to make sure I wasn't catching it. I keep forgetting I'm going bigger, not smaller. I don't know why. On this side, I keep wanting to make it smaller. So funny. That would be a bummer if I did that. Keeping all these layers flat as possible. Lining up my waist seam best I can. And now I'm dealing with this little ribbon too. I want to make sure I don't wrinkle it or get it crooked. It's just a belt loop. Now I'll line up my underarm up here. Getting rid of all these threads will make it look so good too. She'll never know. The other good thing about using the fabric from the facing of that woman's shirt is the way it'll wash, you know? Look at, see, that's what I'm talking about. When my back stitch doesn't go straight where I was. That's not okay. That's not okay because on the outside, it creates, you can't see on this, it's too thick, but you can see right there, there's like a little bit of a, because it's into the garment. This is the garment side. It would be one thing if it didn't go straight and it went into the seam allowance, but it doesn't. It goes into my garment, you know? Yay, Malin! Woo, woo! Right? That's what I was hoping. I was hoping you guys would hang out and do the same thing. It's so much better with friends. That's awesome. 3 got me beat. I'm going to make sure my back stitch is still secure right there, especially because that's such a high stress area under the armhole. Cool. Get rid of these threads. I'll iron it and blend it in better. Let's see how I did on the side seam here. Always look at your work now before you leave. It's so tempting to just be like, oh, I don't want to know if it's bad. Look now. I mean, if it is, something's up with it. It's probably not as bad as you think. It'll be easy to fix now. It's so much easier to fix right now than later. And you won't want to, and it goes right back on your pile. You know? I'll look at this. Yeah, okay. Good. I just want to make sure removing these threads is okay. I'm removing this stitch to where I tapered the seam allowance here. Side seam. See that? There's a lot of thicknesses here with this pocket. A lot easier to see on this side. There we go. Cool. Once we iron it and kind of scratch all the little needle holes, it'll blend right in. That's awesome, Lynn. I know, it's those little small fixes. I always call those piles my 15-minute pile because it'll sit there for like a year and then I finally get to it. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. And like I'm done in 15 minutes or even if it's just an hour. I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I put this off? I should have just done it. All right, this looks good. See, that's where I let it out. There's the 2 ridges of the old seam right here. All right, cool. Now she has this excellent souvenir to wear. Very cute. All right. I got through my pile except for this. This is the only thing I didn't do because I didn't look for fabric. But this thing just shrank and shrank and shrank and shrank. And it's like basically a crop top now. So I want this little yoke and I'm going to add it to something else. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It was really cheap. It's one of those things, you know, like when you're shopping with your daughter and you're like, that's so cute. Why is the largest size barely fit me? Maybe I shouldn't be shopping here, but I'm bored because I'm shopping with my daughter. It's like one of those, you know? Let's see. I think this is my thread that I used to make these. Nope, here it is. All right, I'm just gonna stitch my elastic down, then we're done. I'm so excited about that shirt. It's like even better now. You know, you can do things like make something that used to button. You can make it zip up instead, and you gain, if you need it to be bigger, you know, because then you gain all the width from the button placket, which is great. Let's see, I still have a bobbin with this thread on it, right? That looks like navy blue. I just need something close, because it's the bobbin. I have too many navy blue bobbins. This is it right here. I always stitch a little because my machine does all this extra thread sometimes. So you can see all of these are where I started. The thread vomit. It's not too tight. It's just really short. Like it ends at my belly button. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I mean it fits close up here, but the sleeves are kind of open, kind of butterfly-ish, you know? So they're not that like tight. All right, so let's see. I think I've stitched it here. I've already stitched this one. I just want to do a few more times. Here, maybe? I'm just looking at my waistband here. Yep, that one's done. Because this one's still moving. Or this one's not. Right here. I literally was like, you know what? When I get my serger back, I'm going to cut off the waistband. Oops, I went right down into my face. And then I would serge the elastic on and stitch it down that way. A black back. You know, the fabric is, I mean, maybe Brooke. I could think about that. Yeah, I could think about that. I was thinking about using this whole thing right here on the Cheyenne tunic because it has that popover. You could do it on a Cali shirt dress, but me and that pattern are fighting with each other right now. We're not talking to each other. So I'm not going to give it any extra time, you know. I met the nicest woman at the fabric store yesterday. I'm trying to remember her name. It's Aletha, but I want to try and remember her name. She is getting back to sewing. She stopped for 17 years. You know, she stopped, and then her husband had a stroke, and then she had to care for him until he passed. And it's been a few years, and she's getting back into sewing, but she's really frustrated with how things are fitting. It's like the sewing world has changed, you know, since she sewed. She's feeling a little betrayed. She was so nice. I told her all about you guys. It's a, are you trying to say gauze? Kind of. It is, it's pretty see-through. Sorry, the lights are gonna bright. That's also why I'm kind of like, you know, like on my daughter it would be great, but she's too tall for it right now. She's kind of my little giraffe, like her torso and stuff. It feels cheap. Not cheap, it feels budget. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of... You can actually do all this on your home sewing machine if you have decorative stitches. Like, this is a zigzag. Is it big thread? Look at the back. So they used like a heavier weight thread on the back. Lighter weight. This is like a reinforced zigzag. It's got the multiple layers of thread on the top. I actually have a stitch that's similar to all of these on my home machine. So you can actually mimic something like this and do it yourself, you know? I just thought it'd be fun, like, maybe I could make this work, you know? I'm stitching this thing down everywhere. I bought this fabric also. These are also my other free range slacks. Free range slacks by Sew House 7. I did a curved pocket here. Can you see that little curve? Instead of the square. I got this fabric at Hearts Fabric too. I love it. This is, they look actually really good, kind of wrinkly. And these are the pants I was wearing in that shirt and video yesterday. I posted on Instagram wearing the butterfly blouse. I can't believe how good these looked with that blouse. I thought that these would kind of make it look too frumpy, but it worked really good. I think because this sits at the waist up high, so there was nothing for that blouse to get hung up on. What I noticed is that this fabric is pulling away right here, and I'm not sure why in this one spot it's doing that, because I love the fabric, and this, I swear this is the same fabric as my Azaria skirt that we sewed by Deer and Doe, and that thing's not doing this at all. And so I'm wondering if it got mishandled by me at some point. Okay, I'm just looking every opportunity to stitch my waistband down here. I think I've got them all now. Like if it twists at this point. So yeah. And I've just been doing the like straight leg version, French seams. I did flat felled on that one with you. I could still probably cuff these. These actually would stay cuffed probably. But they don't really need to. I really like these. They're really comfortable. And they're not, I thought they wouldn't be very flattering because of the wide waistband and up to the waist, but all right, you guys, I'm pretty pleased with our haul today. I hope you guys got some things done too. I got 2 new tops to wear. Fixed my pants. I fixed someone else's shirt. And I reconstructed the dirndl. So that's pretty good. That's a lot more than I thought we'd get done today. I'm going to have to unpick my Callie shirt dress, end up getting that into the shape I want. But I'm ready to sew that one as well. So as soon as I unpick it, I'll be able to. So, well, thanks you guys. That was really fun. That went, we've already been here for 2 hours. Wow. I can't believe we've been sitting here for 2 hours. These long streams have got me conditioned now. No, not at all, Brooke. I think they would be great ankle length. Yeah, I totally think they do. I would taper it. There is 2 versions on that pattern. And the other one is tapered with a cuff, but you don't have to do the cuff. You can just do the taper. So that might, because I know you don't, oh, you like wide leg. So yeah, that would totally work. And just so you know, Brooke, I'm not altering the length of these so you can kind of see where they're sitting on me. You'd need to add quite a bit because you're quite a bit taller than me. Thanks, Malin. I know, I got some stuff done. Yeah, you're welcome, Joshelle. Thanks for joining us. I'm really happy you're here, and I'm glad you're chatting. I'm glad Jane figured out the YouTube channel things. It's so weird. Yeah, you like the, I know, Brooke, you like wide legs. You're welcome, Polly. Thanks for coming. I'm still going, Jan. I know. It's been a week, man. Yeah, you're taller than me, Brooke. I'm barely 5'5". I'm not 5'5". I'm like a little over 5'4". So, you seem a lot taller than me. So next week we're doing the Mellow Low in a chambray. They only send me a copy, so I don't really have the. Here is the Mellow. We're gonna do the short sleeve version with a collar stand rather than a folding collar. I'm gonna do this one here. This looks so cute on all the hearts, gals. 5'8" is tall. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna do these Tanya culottes. I think most of us here are pretty suspicious of culottes and jumpsuits, aren't we? But if you look at the hashtag of these, it literally looks like you're wearing a skirt. And I'm going to do like a knee length version, but probably full. Actually, maybe not full. not sure. The fabric I have is kind of crazy. So that'll be fun. And this was in my Needlesharp subscription box. So, which brings me to, I'll show you. So as you all know, it is my 1 year anniversary of sewing or streaming and sewing live. We'll definitely do button plackets with that. Definitely suspicious, right? I know. And at the end of August, it's my 1 year anniversary of streaming. You guys are all amazing. And you guys have been so supportive, and I'm just loving that you're here. And so I'm trying to do some giveaways this month. So this is one of the Needlesharp boxes that I got by accident. So I'm going to pass it on to you. And it's the Farrow dress by Grainline Studio. Oh, can you see those style lines? There you go. And this is the box. Like when you get the box, it comes with absolutely everything you need to make it. Thread, needle for your machine, hook and eye, interfacing, and there's like 4 yards of each of these fabrics in here. There's care instructions for your fabrics, a tutorial on how to do French seams with side seam pockets, and you are ready to go. The only thing that hasn't been done for you is pre-washing the fabric. But these are polyester, so you don't have to if you don't want to. They're not going to shrink. So this is valued at $120 about. And I would love to give it to one of you guys. You can use the fabric for whatever you want. You can part it out and use all the elements for whatever you want, or you could sew it how they have it. That is enough fabric, I'm pretty sure, to make 2. So you could do a solid, 2 solid ones or 2-tone, which would be kind of eye-opening. Eye-popping, I should say. So just comment and make sure you're following the stream. You like the video, and you comment in the comment section, not in the chat here, but in the comment section, either what your favorite sewing tool is, what your favorite fabric to sew with is, what your favorite sewing step is. Like some people love to do French seam, some people love to top stitch. Or you don't have to do all these things, or your favorite garment style, like if you only like making dresses, if you like making kids clothes, if you like making quilts, whatever it is. And then I'm going to pick the recipient this weekend, and I'll let you know on Tuesday who wins. And hopefully you guys all watch your comments so that you can see my reply to let you know that you've won. And then you'll email me your information. I don't want you to post it in the comment section. So, and then we have more giveaways the other few weeks left of the month from Hearts Fabric, from me, and a few things I'm putting together. So thank you. So I really appreciate you being here. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you here Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific. You can find me on Instagram at SoSoLive. My name is Saramy. It rhymes with Jeremy. By the way, I'm Saramy. And you can also check my website, soso.live. And on there, you can look at everything we've ever done on here, except for the things we did this week, so I'm going to put those up this weekend. You can look at it, you can see what size I made, what alterations I made. It's a really short little thing. There's not a lot of text. It's just very, very condensed, and it has links to all the videos that I made it. So if I made the Archer button-up and I made it 4 times, all of them are in there, and links directly to YouTube, so that you do not have to sit there and search YouTube for part 2 of a video. It's right there on the website. So you're welcome, Brooke. Yes, thank you for being a mod here, Brooke, and thanks for joining us and winding off yarn with us. So I really appreciate that. So have a fantastic weekend. I will see you on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific. Be so amazing, right? Be so delighted. All right, don't forget to enter, and I'll see you guys soon.